Gen Z hater problem, bro. I am a part of Gen Z, and I can't lie. We got some hating ass niggas in this motherfucker, bro. Like for real. These niggas are some haters, bro. In my own damn friend group, bro. Oh, my fault, hey. My fault, Evan. What you got? What we watching? We watching, nigga. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're fucking talking about this shit, nigga. Cause you're exactly who we're talking about. You're exactly who we're talking about, nigga. This title is exactly who we're talking about, bro. The Gen Z hater problem, bro. Let me go ahead and just start playing this motherfucker, bro.
Gen Z as a whole generation is bad at a lot of things. Bad at not getting addicted to vaping and making up new methods to get high. Bad at focusing for longer than 5 minutes without having to scroll on TikTok for an hour. Bad at not ordering DoorDash 4 to 5 times a week. But what Gen Z is best at, its madness opus, is hate. There is no generation that is as hateful or vile as much as Gen Z is. There's generations that grew up and fought in wars, and I swear they're still not as hateful as us. If the people that fought in wars had to sit at a middle school or high school lunch table in 2016 and get roasted, they'd leave with more PTSD than on the war field. Nowadays, it seems like everything that goes viral is due to some type of hating. Think of some of the biggest things last year. Drake versus Kendrick, making fun of Ice Spice, happy for the elimination of the healthcare CEO.
Hey,
that one's a little more valid, but you get my point. We've kind of thrived on
free my nigga Luigi, but don't free that nigga at the same time, bro.
And the crowd would cheer when it was a person versus a line and see if they would win over bloodshed. I wanted to talk about this now because there's been this trend on TikTok hating on a certain rapper. Someone you all
I had to cut
know.
the dreads, man. I had to cut the dreads off, bro.
Had to. XXXTentacion. The speed X took over the rap game was something I think we haven't seen since he came out. This man was in jail when Look At Me came out and was going viral. He went in jail as a pretty unknown guy.
What generation are you in, bro? You Gen Z or Gen X?
You started to see these
I know you were Kasani
profile pictures generation, and I can't lie, I was one of them dudes in school rocking the X profile picture. He had that cult-like rap following that only a certain amount of rappers have. Nowadays, his closest equivalent is probably Cardi Glazers. You got Ye fans, Travis Scott fans, YoungBoy fans. But I would say out of all of them, he was blowing them out the water with the amount of grass he had on his fans, even just from my account. I used to be staying updated on everything he had going on, and he was always getting in some type of drama. So you could always check his Instagram story and there being a chance he's dissing one of your favorite rappers. And even if you didn't listen to him or didn't care about him, you had no choice but to see him because the social media pages were posting him all the time. I remember so many were trying to...
You a hater, bro? You one of the was a weirdo, bro? I'm looking at you, Sanji. I'm looking at you, nigga. You one of the niggas who think that motherfucking X is a weirdo, nigga? We got beef then, nigga. You feel me?
We got beef, nigga. You niggas, you young niggas ain't got no motherfucking respect. That's a fucking problem with you niggas, bro. That's a fucking problem with you niggas, bro. You young niggas ain't got no motherfucking respect. Put some motherfucking respect on my nigga.
The fuck? Niggas got me fucked up, bro. Nigga hating. You hating on X and shit, bro. This nigga, how you gonna hate on the nigga who came before you, nigga?
Sound like X and even copy the cadence he talks in.
Alright, this nigga just glazing though, man. Yeah.
He was relatable to a lot of the younger generation because he would talk about his depression and what he's going through, and also give motivational talks all the time.
Hey, say Sanji, we only got 3 more minutes on IG Live, bro. So if you want to continue watching stream, bro, you gotta head over to YouTube or Twitch.
And for a long time, people have talked about his impact online and how big he could have potentially been. But now, apparently on TikTok, people have been hating on him. Like, this isn't some small trend or something. It's a huge, big trend on there. We all know, since X was always talking about his depression and his thoughts all the time, they would always use his songs and him speaking in sad edits and emo edits. We can never forget that Bart Simpson profile picture.
Hey, man. It was a time in history, bro. I never participated in this. I was more with the anime, or it was a picture of me. You know what I'm saying? But like, it was a time in history, man. Like, this shit, like, this was during the TBH and like rates era, bro. Like, this shit was legendary back in the day, bro. Like, niggas was really loners. Like, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. How you doing, Alyssa? How you doing today, bro? I hope you had a blessed week.
I'm glad to say I was not one of those dudes rocking that. A lot of people would hear what he said and act fake depressed online.
My life sucks, man. If people only knew the pain and anguish I went through to be here, they'd respect me more.
Jimmy, your parents live in the richest part of Beverly Hills in a $5 million house. Them Bart Simpson edit video.
Hey, man. That just means them niggas gotta get to Christ, man. That's all that means. Money don't bring happiness, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like if I had money right now, bro, I'd be the happiest nigga ever because I already have Christ. My button wasn't working, bro. I had to do that shit 3 times. You know what I'm saying, bro? If I had Christ, well, I already have Christ. If I had money, bro, I'd probably be the livest nigga on the planet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because money don't bring happiness, but if you got money and you got God, bro, you gonna be a happy nigga. You gonna be a happy nigga. I'm trying to tell you.
Videos used to go crazy back in the day on YouTube, though.
The problem is most folks sacrifice one for the other when you gotta have both.
Yes. So people have been bringing up these clips recently, posting him acting like that back in the day and kind of clowning him.
Do you have any relationship with your father?
What's that? What's a father?
But that's real. You know what I'm saying? That's real. That's real, bro. Like, it came off corny, but it's real, bro. He said what he said. He said what he said, bro. Nigga can't be mad at he said what he said, man.
Mental illness, or do you suffer from depression?
Do I think I suffer from mental illness? I think I'm different. And that's the last thing I'll say in the video. You can keep that in there, though. So I say Onfroy was weak. X is the complete opposite. X desires control. Controversy.
Like, bro, it's one thing posting him and saying this is kind of cringe looking back on it. To be honest, a lot of that stuff just didn't age well from that era. You could look back on any era and there's always going to be some cringe things. But people in the comments be talking about he had to go. Or be talking about his music wasn't good. Like, where did this got disconnected? That's so brand new to me. Because for the longest, everyone was saying how talented X was and how far he could have made it. But now because...
Let's try and add him back real quick. One day, bro, we're not gonna have to do this stuff. You know what I mean? One day we're not gonna have to worry about, you know, having to put up with this shit, bro. They're gonna want to come to our streams regardless, bro. But at the time, for the time being, bro, we gotta use the platforms we have. You know what I mean? We gotta use the platforms that we have. And right now, Instagram is my biggest plat. So let's put it back so we can you know, get the niggas back in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't wanna rob niggas from an experience, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got the app, so let's get this shit going. I got the shit, so let's get this shit going, bro. We got another hour in anyway, so might as well just knock this shit out with you niggas in attendance. You feel me?
Because of a couple of viral TikToks, he's all of a sudden the most corny person and was never good. This guy probably explains it best from what I've seen happen on TikTok.
Let's not play like X wasn't cool as shit. Y'all love to fake support someone, and the second like some bad shit come out, you're always like, damn, like I knew from the beginning. Like I was one of them ones who was like, I knew from the beginning. I was a day one hater, because that's not even a flex, dude. I was not hating on X before that clip.
I don't know why niggas do that shit. Like admittedly, like I'm not gonna say that I don't do it because I do, but like it's genuinely because I detest the nigga. Like I just don't like the way that he moves. I don't like the way he talks and stuff. Like 6ix9ine, bro. Like I did not like that nigga before it was popular not to like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going around me like fuck 6ix9ine, fuck 6ix9ine. I'm not going out of my way to fucking troll this nigga. You feel me? And sadly, my generation obviously has the fucking time to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? My generation obviously has the time of day to go troll and make fun of a dead person, bro. Like, this nigga has been dead for at least, I think, 7 years, bro. This nigga X has been dead for at least 7 years. And we're finding videos from when this nigga... Bro, we went all the way back to fucking 1980s just to hate on this nigga Michael Jordan and disprove of any factual evidence that this nigga was a good basketball player back in the day, bro. Like, that's how much of a hater my generation is. You feel me? We went back almost 30 years worth of time to study a nigga's game just to figure out this nigga couldn't go to the left. Like, what the fuck?
Clip came out. You just hopping on the wave. Y'all love to bring a nigga down, bro. Y'all love to see someone who's been getting constant love, and the second some controversy come out, y'all trying to act like he was bad the whole time, when in reality, you was just waiting for a moment to finally bring his name down. Why is everyone saying they knew he was corny when he had so much love and not a hater was in sight? Like, somebody's lying.
There were some haters, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There were some haters, but...
What's that?
As soon as a couple people turn on someone, everybody's gonna act like they always thought that person was corny and never good. At the end of the day, back then, everyone was a little more cornier, especially if you're younger still. But like, do you know what we used to wear? This was the average fit back in 2017.
I've never been a fan of the jeans with designs on it. Even now, bro, I could pull off a pair, but I just don't. I've never worn these pants. The Converse, bro. I had a pair of Converse. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want another pair. You feel me? Them Converse went hard, bro. Converse went hard. I feel like now I'd probably like loosen up the laces a little bit. You know, I style the fuck out of them Converses nowadays, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was
crazy how in our generation
a
couple of TikToks of someone being cringe go viral, and people shift from loving the person to hating them. There was a time when you talked to any on X for years, people would come for you. I think what a lot of this hate is really coming down to is either those kids who used to listen to him grew up and are cringing looking back on it, and new kids are coming in who never listen to X and are just on him. Back in the day, would watch this and think it's the toughest thing of all time. I feel like with our generation, making fun of dead people who never did anything is a common thing. Like, I remember when the George Floyd protests were going on and people were making memes of George Floyd. It wouldn't be funny 99% of the time too. It was just cringe. Another thing that showed me how hateful our generation is was when gender arguments and people started to dedicate podcasts to hating another gender. I think the sole reason of why the birth rate is declining worldwide is because the people that run these stupid ass podcasts. In the past, you went out to find someone and had your criterias, then boom, marriage. But nowadays, people get swayed for a potential option because they had fresh and fit tell them otherwise.
This is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating.
Gen Z men are boring. Men are boring. You're lazy.
Man. It's always the wrong person giving the message. It's always the wrong person giving the message. But anyways, bro. Yeah, my generation definitely does have a dating problem, bro. I think it's just we're just exposed to too much stuff, man. We just have too much knowledge, bro. Too much knowledge is never necessarily good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like it's damn near like holding us back, bro. Like, well, I don't want to say holding us back, but like it's just making us super overcritical about things. You know what I'm saying? We expect and want what everybody else has and what we see everybody else has because all the information that everybody else has is accessible to us. You feel me? And that just breeds comparisons and envy. So, and I think we just have a lot more experience and a lot more knowledge at a younger age than what our parents and their parents ever got to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, when your grandpa and your auntie and your grandma was growing up, you know what I'm saying? They probably still know the same 10 to, I don't want to say 10, like 60 people they grew up with from 5 years old. They probably still know him to this day, still live in the same town, etc. And those are the people they just grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you probably know a nigga who lives in fucking Turkey, a nigga who lives in Iraq. Like I shout out my nigga Tusi. You know what I'm saying? I know a nigga lives in fucking Barbados. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never met this nigga before. You feel me? Like, this shit's crazy. Like, it's just the time that we live in, man. It's the time that we live in, bro.
You're boring. You don't have hobbies. You're unambitious. You don't know how to talk to women. You're not respectful.
I think we're at the point where these type of dumbass people aren't getting as much attention anymore. Both men and women are absolutely tired of this shit. I notice no matter how much they fearmonger these things, saying something like all these girls out here are gold diggers and will pretend to love you, or saying all these dudes are manipulating you and are always ready to cheat, I almost never see these type of situations happen in real life. And if I do, it's like 1 or 2 cases I've seen in my whole lifetime. You gotta realize the reason why these people are saying these situations are so common is because they hang out in those type of environments. The average person is not running into this a lot of times. And it's showing more that the person that runs into this stuff all the time just has choices at picking. But because of social media and because their voices are so amplified, it's why it's a common thing for men and women of our generation to run around with these ideas. Another thing that showed me how hateful we are, and it's showing more that there was no other generation where time just had political views pissed you off. But because of social media and because their voices are so amplified, I'm talking about the non-extreme cases, of course. You know, if someone's extremely insane on either side, that's valid to cut them off. Like, sometimes people just can't be helped. But people will cut off their family over who they voted for. Both sides.
One. Blocked.
I'll never understand this shit. I'll never understand why people go so hard about politics, man. Now, the older I get, the more I start to recognize how important politics do play in our society, and like how much I don't necessarily care if because you don't have as much as you think you have a say so, you really don't. As much, let me say that without this bitch. As much as you think that you really have a say so, you don't. One more for the people in the back. As much as you think you have a say so, you don't. Bro, these people do not, like, it's all a facade, bro. It's all a facade to make you think you have power, bro. You know what I'm saying? The people who control everything are in a little small tent making all their decisions about fucking a billion people, bro. Like, let that shit sink in, bro. You have no power. Why do you think it takes so long for shit to fucking change, bro? Because we don't have any power. The power is being put into the hands of people who actually, like, that small group of people, bro. Like, and they're making all the shots. And all it's doing is just feeding whatever they need, bro. Whatever they feel is good, that's what it's gonna do. So
I blocked my sister too. She the only one that spoke, and she couldn't take her ass down there and vote. So now we're cutting off people because they didn't even choose to vote? Bro, what happened to the choice to vote? Only 64% of the US population that could vote voted in the last election. It's not like the whole country comes out every time. And our generation got the worst of it. We have some of the most extremely odd and insane politicians of all time. One of our presidents was sleeping through half the job, while the other could wake up one day randomly and decide to take some away from us. And the person he was against was campaigning by getting celebrities to twerk on stage. If you told an American this is how politics would be in 1999, they'd call you a crazy person. And this all literally just started in 2016. Like, Gen Z ain't have a single chance for peace. Millennials had George Bush and Obama way more peaceful.
Mama, there go that man. We need 3 terms.
Even though they protested George Bush, their protests are nothing close to the protests Trump beginning. They be filling up whole cities with his protests. And on the other side, of course, you got the Trump rallies where you'll see riding you've never seen in your life.
Bro. Putting a bandage over your ear. You're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass man, bro. You probably got grandchildren, a white picket fence, a dog named Betsy. Credit score is probably pretty good, bro. Damn shame.
The social media algorithm kind of makes it so you have to pick one side and one side only, which has affected Gen Z the most. It's proven we have the biggest
Man, don't get sucked into that shit, bro. Don't get sucked into the trap of thinking that you have to fucking pick for your entire life, Democrat or Republic. Don't get stuck thinking that you have to be one thing your entire life, bro. You don't. Just because one thing is good in one part of your life does not mean it's gonna be like that for the remainder of your life, bro. People are so fucking hive mind and they don't want to change, bro. They don't want to change. Y'all would rather just stick with what you know instead of choosing what's better, bro. Like you gotta think outside the box, bro. Think outside the box a little bit. Stop being so hive mind. Use your brain. Use what's between your ears. But what did I say? Common sense is not common. No, it's not common. It's not.
Political gap and worst arguing. Because as soon as you start to see a couple of posts relating to that side, your whole feed is eventually going to be full of it. And it's not people's fault. Social media has manufactured it to be like that. There's a lot of victims out there who unintentionally has had this happen to them and has shaped who they are politically. I try my best to distinct a lot of this stuff and not fall down any stupid rabbit holes because I'm not dedicated to either side anyways. To me, it's more of a problem that our generation doesn't even like to hear out the other side a lot of times. People just assume the worst and think you're lost and don't want to talk to you. The bad news about this too is it's gonna keep getting divided. When Gen Z starts raising kids, these are gonna drill their beliefs into their kids' minds before their brain is even in a solid state. My parents raised me and my brother off the notion of not to talk about adult things when we were young, which I liked. And politics was one of those things because as a kid, your parents should not be telling you about the political and economic state of the world, bro. You should be worrying about playing Roblox and Fortnite and getting brain rot from TikTok. Remember too, Gen Z was like the whole experiment in the social media political world. So Gen Alpha next is going to be more divided than us, then Gen Beta is going to be more divided, then after that until the point of implosion. Anyways, that's all I've got for real. If you're a hater, stay a hater and make sure to comment something hateful. Let's keep this train moving. Follow me on Twitter and
all right, man. Yeah, there we go. Shout out my guy Tommy NFG, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, Gen Z, we're evidently a bunch of hating ass niggas. Evidently we're a bunch of hating ass niggas, bro. So let me know in the comments down below, bro. Are you part of Gen Z? Are you a hating ass nigga? Are you a respectful young fellow? Let me know in the comments down below how you feeling about this video. And until next time, bro, I'll catch y'all later. I love you. We out.